Just when hope was at its lowest, we came... Where's my mouse? There we go. Take two. Just when hope was at its lowest, we came through and unlocked Ascension 18 with the beautiful run. I hate this start. Is that okay to say? This is not a good start. I don't like any of this. I think we can take a colorless card. I was hoping it was going to be a little hotter than this. Panacea is really good. The idea for me is that you could maybe get like a Panacea and then not an artifact, a fasting. Discovery is really good too, but Foreign Influence kind of does a similar thing at the uncommon level, but we're more likely to get an uncommon Watcher card than an uncommon colorless card. So this is realistically probably the last time we'll see Discovery, but I so rarely see Panacea. And then seeing it also with the potential to be upgraded. Man, now we're talking. So, I do need to tell you as well, if I may elucidate this for you, I won on the Switch last night too. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. The Switch is now on Ascension 19, which I'm, trust me, familiar with the fact that, you know, Ascension 19 is not 95% of the way there. It's probably like, you know, 80% of the way there. But still, it's exciting for me, for sure. Let's get a Foresight. I really feel like early you have to take some cards. Foresight is not really what I'm looking for, but it's fine. I mean, I really like a Conjure Blade. I don't think it's gonna really blow the doors off for us early, but that's okay. It's nice to have it in the deck. Let's get a little of this going. This is a fight. We'd like to get the Foresight out there. This is a fight where we should worry a little bit about making sure we're doing damage quickly. I think just getting that out there is going to be fine. And we do want to draw the Expunger. Let's not draw the Ascender's Blade. You're doing 12 damage, I'll tell you what. This is fairly typical to just get whittled here a little bit. I mean, it's whittle v whittle. 7 damage. We certainly do not sweat it. It's not bad. I love an Empty Fist. You know, to be able to pivot between stances, it appeals to me greatly. We can do an Eruption. Let's do it this way, because you're stronger. We can do an Eruption, an Empty Fist, a Miracle Defend. First upgrade right now, definitely like Panacea. If I could get to, I'm telling you, man. Oh, this is absolutely what we want. I'm telling you, if we can get to a Fasting, this run's already, like, is sitting so pretty. I think we did this a little wrong. Let me think about Miracle, Eruption, does 9. Puts us on 2. Empty Fist, I think we do it like that. Empty Fist, Defend. We're actually, considering we haven't added much to this deck, I feel like we're performing surprisingly well. We're not weak, which is nice. I would probably... We gotta do 8 damage, and we got a 9 damage card. Would you look at that? Actually, we needed 9 damage. My math was just not good. Give me a third eye. Are we strong enough to fight an elite? I think if we... This is not the elite we wanted. I was literally, though, just about to say... I think if we get a turn 1 Conjure Blade, then there's actually a pretty good chance this doesn't bother us too much. I think we have to fish for Eruption. We did not get it. Let's take a Panacea regardless. It avoids the vulnerability that would ruin our lives. Still gonna be a little stinky, but not as bad. You gotta check. Eruption Hyper Beam doesn't get us there, unfortunately. But we do get to play Hyper Beam. It's basically because our energy is just low. because we haven't upgraded the foreign influence yet. So we'll just hit you hard, like so. 18 damage. Really, we draw Expunger. It's over for you. Not bad. Could have been better, but we needed better draw for it to be better, so I'm not worried. I do think at some point we're going to need some extra blocks added here, like a bowling bash is important, and after saying all that, I just went for Tranquility, because I'm insane. We'll take this, and I'm willing to send it. Damaru, I've come to bargain. Classic. Give me a Tranquility just in case. This fight sucks for us. I'm telling you though, if we get to fight the Lagavulin, we're gonna be absolutely loving life. So we already love this, although it doesn't do anything. Dramatic entrance for 0, pretty sick. I think I gotta think about it. I think we take 20. I genuinely think we take 20. And that's not just trying to meme it up. I think this makes our life easier in the long term, though it looks terrible right now. And we're not going to take damage this turn, which is a beautiful thing. We can play all of our cards. We know we want to see an Expunger. Expunger is 36 damage by itself. Let's keep the strike up. Realistically, we could possibly kill the other sentry. Like, we might be able to kill both sentries this turn. It's fairly unlikely, but, you know, stranger things have happened. Unfortunately, that will not be coming to pass. And because we're now going to be on 4, we could realistically die here. Let's get rid of those. I'm not trying to be this guy who's like, I didn't want to win anyway. I'm just saying, the way it started here, if we died, I would say, you know, oh no, but also life goes on. You know, we get another good crack at it pretty early here. Really, actually, we're in an okay spot now. We're just kind of stalling until we can draw an Expunger again. Unfortunately, we drew it late last time. And we would lose this fight 100% of the time if it weren't for our Scry right now. So I'm happy we're getting something out of that at least. We are going to be fine again. Because we will just exit stance, enter stance. I mean, it was close. You can't get much closer. We got Divinity on this turn too. That's so good. Alright, easy win. Regal Pillow seems somewhat important, I suppose. Let's get a block. Lantern. We have to try to get to a campfire. Probably we won't do that. Maybe a regen potion or something. I'll take the stance potion, or the divinity potion, just because I think I have to. Let's not die for no reason. Well, this should be interesting. Well, the easy play is Panacea, Speed Potion, which I suppose we, now that I think about it, probably should have just done on our last fight. 9 damage. You can definitely Tranquility, Empty Body, and then I think you just create like the sickest Conjure Blade you'll ever see in your life. Not even, I wasn't even scared. A lot of people would be scared by that situation, but not me. I was not scared. Because I knew we had you. Dead to rights. Now give me a potion, please. What about an Omniscience? I don't even know what you'd play it with, but it is interesting to see it. Give me a bowling bash. I wish we had other options here, don't get me wrong. You're attacking for 12 on turn 1, and we will then be killed. That's fine. I'm not upset, honestly. Like, we went a little bit too close to the sun on that one, and I mean, that when you get to these high-level ascensions, sometimes you're going to be taking chances early that simply don't pan out. I tend to like enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 HP. And I don't just, at least anymore, I don't simply tunnel vision. Looks like this is 2 elites no matter what. I don't tunnel vision on just getting a free elite fight. I look at it more like, you know, just by having the opportunity to build your deck out a little bit early here. You, and not take any HP damage on the way up, in all likelihood. You kind of are creating an easier series of elite fights for you for the rest of the floor, even if you don't get a free elite fight. So, basically, it's like adding 3 free cards to the deck for me. Now, I do wish we got some attacks. Something a little bit more meaty, but it'll happen. Well, this will take us to 4. I think we can get away with this. We need 3 attacks. Or a way to bail. We will be doing the bailing. How does that sound? Taking 3 is not the end of the world. I really feel like if there's something that's allowed me to get to the point where I'm doing so much better on Ascensions now than I used to, it's honestly just having a respect for the potions. It might seem minor, and you might even, as of right now, be like, why not use a potion? You might get one here, you save 2 damage this turn, whatever else you get for the rest of the game is gravy. Look, there's some truth to that, I'm sure. However, I don't want to. How does that sound? We might not get a potion. We did, okay. But I think I'll stick with where we're at. Let's add some vulnerability. I think, you know... can I tell you the reason I won the Switch run last night? And this is true. The reason I won the Switch run last night was actually just because of the fact that I had, well, it influenced it, at least. I had a fairy in a jar, and just held it, and used that as, like, a hedge against the risk of dying. And all I mean by that... Indignation is just not a good card to play here. Although it does give a... Come on, we gotta have a better attack somewhere in this deck, right? What are we drawing here? Eruption and Crescendo next turn. So you just... Really, we're just surviving this turn. Which is okay, like... And then next turn, we're going off. Basically, I had a fairy in a jar that I held for almost the entire run. And the reason that I held it was because I knew that I could be risky as long as I just kept that, you know, in my pocket. Beautiful. Might as well, I guess. So we finished the run with the fairy in a jar still sitting there. A lot of people might look at that and say, you know, what a useless series of events. But not me. I look at that and I say, you know, who knows how many... Like, as a result of that fairy in a jar, I felt compelled to take Black Star from one of the bosses that we got, which led to me fighting more elites because I had the fairy in a jar backing us up in case things, you know, went really badly for us. Can I just draw, like, an attack, please? That allowed us to get more relics that, who knows, could have, like, completely changed the way that the game was played, which allowed us to get so many cumulative effects that the run just kind of fell into place, honestly. I hate to say it, I think you like Crescendo, Eruption. Sucks to use, like, 2 different, rage enablers on the same turn like that, especially when one of them exhausts. But this fight looks horrible, but is actually going, like, just fine. If we leave our first elite fight with, like, 2/3 of our HP, I'll be a very happy individual. Now, I think just to be safe, you should Vigilance out of it. Like, no reason to run the risk of taking double damage. Go ahead, laugh. We took 0. It's a stall, but we took 0. And now they're dead. Okay. Question card. I think this is mighty interesting. That's for sure. I think with enough stance changes, you can make an alpha work. And for once, we're actually, well, for the first time in a bit, we're actually able to get some upgrades. Let's upgrade that alpha so we're never stuck in the situation that happened to us a couple of runs ago where you're just stuck eating it. Can I get a block, please? Enemy loses 9 strength this turn. That seems pretty good. Keep in mind, it's a heavy cost to pay. There's not much else we can do about this here. All we need to do is play Omega, and then the enemies are dead. We don't need anything beyond that. Unfortunately, in order to play Omega, you've got to draw it, which is... It's a heavy card. It sinks to the bottom. So I think if anything else... right now, our run has changed a little bit. I do want, like, a bowling bash. Don't get me wrong. We need to find a way to kill the boss. Well, no we don't. Because 50 damage per turn is a really good way to kill the boss. Let's get a cut-through fate to move through the deck a little quicker. We won't prioritize this other elite fight right now. We'll just go for a rest. And I think we might want to go to the shop. We'll see how it looks. So we love this. I mean, this is the way we would have played this turn, you know, even if we didn't draw alpha, depending on what showed up, I suppose. We want to draw into beta. We might get it. We didn't. And you know what? That's okay. We'll still play beta, and then let's just get protect going here, and then you're dead next turn. This is, again, a proof of concept. It's working, and this is the worst it should be. Now... these are important moments. Flurry of Blows is kind of nice to get Ornamental Fan going. I'm just gonna play this. You know what? Let's try to use Cut Through Fate to get to a beta faster. Mission failed. But... Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. Get rid of that, draw the beta, play... You know what? We can defend. Might be able to just enter Calm to get some... Flurry of Blows, that's right. Anyway, I was gonna say, like, Ornamental Fan has some interesting... possibilities for us. If we take more Flurry of Blows. And it actually... I mean, there's more than one way to win a run, right? But I'm focusing on... Some people might even say fixating on what I think is the best option for us here. You know what? I think a Weave with Scry will work nicely. None of these are super great for me. You know what, though? Whenever you Scry, gain block. There's something to that. Who's our boss? I don't really feel like we need a regen potion. Originally, I was gonna. Let's take a... Can we cannot take both by 4 gold? I still think I'll take an Ancient Tea set and then maybe just pull a basic strike out of the deck. This is... It might seem like things are spicy right now. I definitely would actually not disagree. Excuse me, I just scried. This should be in my hand now. It totally worked! It should not work like that, IMO. Because I scried before I put it in the discard pile, but I guess that's not the way that the triggers work. But I'm happy to see it, don't get me wrong. I don't want to take 6 damage. I think we should. I hate to take the 6, but whatever. To finish the fight, guaranteed feels pretty good. Ancient Potion is nice. I do like a Battle Hymn, but I don't think it's the right play right now. And you're not going to hear me say that too much, as you know. Whenever you scry, gain 4 block. I mean, let's get the Eruption going. It's not part of our win condition, necessarily, but having the ability to get energy out, you know, at your leisure is never gonna go out of style, I suppose. I think we enter Wrath on this turn, knowing we're not gonna exit it on the turn that's coming up. Now, we do have to make a decision on our next turn. And the decision is to beat the crap out of you. To be honest with you, I don't think we want to draw beta here. Why wouldn't you want to draw beta here? You absolutely want to draw beta here? Okay, we got lucky and did. And now you have won the boss fight as a result. Alright, nothing wrong with that. Now maybe vault? There is always something to say about like an Omniscience into an Omega. I think that's a better play than anything else we got going on. The cost to get 2 of these going is too much. We didn't take a battle hymn, so this is like X'd out for me. Wish is okay. I don't think we have the energy base. I know that makes it seem like Omniscience is even harder to play, but keep in mind that Omniscience targeted properly. The worst case scenario, we don't get Omega with it, which is going to happen a lot, honestly. But we can still double up on anything. And if we get this makes a second one of these like the best card you could ever get in the game. I think it's very like a little dangerous for now, but long term, I'm feeling okay. Give me pure water. I don't want to pay a cost to have energy right now. And our deck is so very thin that I find myself feeling quite good, I think. The way up here is a little spicy, though. This is where we'll just be happy to have Omega if possible. I don't mind taking you take a small hit. No sweat. Omniscience Omega is great, but the other play is, even in some situations to like Omniscience Beta or something like that is not so bad. Like, if you run the numbers legitimately here, Miracle, Omniscience, play 2 betas, we're on 0 energy, Miracle, Cut Through Fate, try to draw into an Omega, you're not getting there, don't be a fool. However, I actually don't mind, like an Omniscience, and then give me a 3rd eye. We don't want to see these right now. But we also want to make sure we're guaranteed to draw into an Omega next turn. So let's keep one of them up. We have 14 block. And just keep in mind, we don't want to draw beta right now. That was still a good Omniscience, right? Excuse me, where's... Screw you. Hilarious. Very, very, very hilarious. No, like, it's no big deal or whatever. I'll just take 1,000 damage on this turn, if that's cool with you. I can't even, like, wipe any enemies off the board here. Oh my god. I'm a little annoyed, but you know what? You could bring it back with a regen potion. I think an empty mind is an interesting thing for us to consider. Yeah, like, it kind of sucks, don't get me wrong. Things are a little dangerous. You're doing 21 damage on turn 1, which is like it's a slap in the face. Man, we really want to draw this beta. But at the same time, I think we want to wait for our next turn, because we also don't want to die in the process here. Not being frail never goes out of style. I don't want to die, so let's... As annoying as it is for me, personally, to play like this, then, you know, it's got to be done. 12 block. Well, see you in a bit. I got faith in Omega, man. It's coming back. It's just gonna take a couple of tries. We're not really gonna need an Omniscience here. Hey, look at this. We could, in theory, do some damage if we could punch through that armor. You're doing 14 damage. Can't really get there, huh? That's fine. Draw a sick block. Thank you. Would you look at that? We're going back around. Hey, we punched through a little bit. You're doing 12 damage. Okay. Well, we're living. That must be embarrassing for you. You're doing 14 damage. I would like to get Empty Mind. Thank you. Because then we can Vigilance. Empty Mind. We're not dead. Hey, would you look at this? We're closing in. We're closing in on Omega being playable. It's not playable yet. We'll be killed. Actually, we're going to be killed regardless. So, okay, we're going to run it back one more time. Because I don't want to go out like that, okay? Let's take a sip. What did we learn? Alpha might be a little too slow to commit early. I will spend 6 max HP to get an Omniscience and a Vault. My word. We need cards. Let's start here. It's insane, for the record. Omniscience is just... I'm not saying it's bad. I would stop shy of saying it's bad. I just feel like we need something a little... Yikes. We need like a trigger for it, or we need a payout. We need something for it to hit to really get there. For the time being, I actually think we just need damage. Maybe like a Sash Whip is not my favorite card, but it might be worth targeting right now. I actually feel, I mean, like, we beat the odds on our... Well, you gotta... You know what? I think we do it like this, actually. We beat the odds on our transformations. Now we gotta find a way... We don't have to build around. It's just like, these are 2 cards that should make our deck better no matter what. We don't really need another Sash Whip. There's something to be said about an Omniscience when you're in Wrath into a double Sands of Time doing 80 damage. I think it's just a decent attack in this semi-strange run we've kind of built here. I think it could do some okay stuff for us. We're going to Vault on turn 1. It's nothing special, but I just want to draw Sands of Time. And that's exactly how that went down. Which we actually already have lethal next turn. Okay. Don't get there. I mean, I think a Crush Joints could be fine. Maybe not is fine right now, but could be fine. And this is what you want. You want to see the Omniscience into Wish. That's like your... That's one of the easy payouts. Now we got 3 rares in a 15-card deck. I will spend here. And now I think we should go Elite Heavy if possible. You could always play the Wish. There's no guarantee we're going to be able to Omniscience into Wish next turn. You know what we can do, though, is we can still, if we draw Omniscience... I was going to say Omniscience into Vault, but that's not really doable. We still like the Vault right now. Does make you stronger. And then Omniscience literally can't play anything. That's really, like, cool, I think, and it's really neat. I think what we do is actually enter the Divinity stance, and then make you vulnerable, and then kill you. Good use of a potion. Dunka, dunka, dunk. I really like a Battle Hymn. I'm in my own head about whether I overrate it. I think we can take it and then hope to make, hope to get an establishment at some point. And by the way, I think we just love this because now Sands of Time is cheap. Now, Omniscience, I mean, I think you gotta play it, right? Like, let's Omniscience into a 12-plated armor wish. And I'm gonna do both. Because we can. Now, we could have also just killed you, which probably would have, you know, saved us 12 damage, but where's the fun in that, right? So we can definitely crush joints and then Sands of Time you. This is more than anything else, it's kind of just like a proof of concept about how this could look as we move upwards here. This is insane. Now, the idea of playing an Omniscience that double taps a Devaform is just insanity. We have so many cards we want to upgrade. I would say first we're going to get Omniscience, because that's going to be the engine that's going to drive a lot of this. We could get 2 elites. I don't know if we will. Turn 1. I think we can afford this. And then I think we can afford this. Now, Devaform is pretty good. But we don't need it out there immediately. Instead, give me the Omniscience double wish here. And I'll tell you, in fact, I'll be the first to tell you this is a heavy spend for us. But now, the idea is this is where things start to pop. I think we will still take a small hit. No, well, no we won't, because we have 12 plated armor. Yeah, that's pretty good. Which means we literally don't have to... As soon as we kill one enemy, if we're not in Wrath, we can't take damage. So that's pretty great. I definitely like a Devaform. This is not... Keep in mind, again, we had to use... everything. Get owned. We had to use 2 potions and then get the perfect draw for this fight to look like this. However, now that we're here, it do be looking pretty sick though, right? Wouldn't you agree? This would be looking pretty sick right now. Looks pretty sick to me. Mob Bank. Nobody even knows what it does, but an Omniscience targeting an Omniscience is now hilarious. So let's do Omniscience into Omniscience. Into the first Omniscience, let's spend it on a Wish. The second one, let's spend it on a Devaform. And then let's get 12 plated armor, because we can. Now we're taking no damage this turn, and we're gaining 2 energy per turn. Oh no, what is this? I thought this was intangible. That's Devaform. My mistake. My mistake, okay? We don't need to battle him, but we can play one. And let's... You're 4 strength up, so let's get into a better position here. This turn actually kinda sucks, but if you die, it doesn't matter. Man, what a rip here. So, what would be awesome for us? I would say now, if you can add a Conjure Blade into the rules of engagement here, like, we could get an insane X payoff with it. We do need more attacks. I think something like a Bowling Bash is fine. We only have 19 cards in our deck. It's pretty good. Okay, well, Omniscience into Omniscience, into a double Wish, into a double Devaform. This is probably obvious. You probably shouldn't have this many rares in your deck by the end of the first floor. Keeping in mind we haven't even fought the first boss yet. You're just dead, huh? This is something pretty spectacular right now. There's definitely no reason we avoid an elite here. Now, this is a different one, right? Because all the cards that we want to get from Omniscience are not actually workable here. However, check this out, okay? Miracle, Crush Joints, Omniscience, into a Sands of Time. We still kill you turn 1. It's like no matter what, you can't get us. Now, a fasting... It definitely seems like something you could take and still make work with your Omnisciences, but or with your Deviforms, I should say, but I think it adds enough uncertainty that I'm not totally sold. So you Omniscience, Omniscience. First one, we'll take Wish, and we'll just do the classic, because it's working so well, right? There's something to be said, maybe, for, like, when you, when we play it like this, like, maybe we'd rather just play, like, Eruption. In fact, now that I think about it, a double Eruption followed by, a double Sands of Time, because we're not actually paying the cost for it, actually seems, like, pretty good. But, so be it. We know we're going to draw Vigilance next turn. What if we just Erupted and then Vaulted, rather than playing a Battle Hymn? Still really good. Turns out it's still completely fine. Let's add a Reach Heaven in here for our longer boss fights. I think this stuff will appeal to us. And let's make Wish better. If we can get the 16 plated armor instead, sure. And we got lucky. We drew an Omniscience turn 1. We'll upgrade Deviform so we don't lose it. But Omniscience into Omniscience, that's a gimme. You're gonna play 2 Wishes. I mean, you could get away with, like, 2 Battle Hymns. It's gonna put a lot of stuff in your deck, don't get me wrong, but getting 2 Smites per turn when we also have, thank you. When we also have Deviform coming around again soon should be pretty solid. So let's, weaken you. You're still doing 24, which means we're taking 8 damage. It's really not that bad. And we'll try to make sure that there's... Well, we might as well do this then. We want that Reach Heaven through Violence, circling around. Still got 14 plated armor. Legitimately, like, not sweating it in the slightest. We just love a Vault, honestly. Although, you know what? I hate to do it. Let's at least get that out of our deck. Or out of our hand, because we're adding so much every turn. Like, okay. Now, with Deviform, like, it's popping, man. Give me 1, 1, 1, 1. Every turn, it gets a little bit easier. I was just gonna say, something like an Eruption really hits the spot. You're already dead. Okay, I don't even know what we want in this deck anymore. Like, it's so good. Obviously, things could go wrong. I think you have to Omniscience. Omniscience into Omniscience into Omniscience. And now I'm not being cute. I think that's Sozu's great for us here. I'm not being cute. I don't really know how to follow it anymore. I do think we should fight as many elites as possible. I want to be insanely clear. I have my game face on, and I'm not joking. Like, I want to win. I don't mind taking 4 damage. That's life goes on. I want to win severely. Well, Omniscience into Omniscience. That Omniscience is going to target an Omniscience and a Deviform. And then the other Omniscience is going to target... I think, why don't you do a Vigilance and then a Sands of Time? Okay, so I did the math right-ish. I just didn't want to take damage, obviously. And we're not taking damage. Would you look at that? I'm not treating Ascension 18 as if it's a joke. Let me just say it like that. I am treating Ascension 18 as if I've had my butt kicked by all the other Ascensions, you know, all the way up and down the Spire here. It takes a lot for me to add cards right now, knowing... I don't even know what I'd upgrade. I guess maybe like make the vulnerable last twice as long. Knowing that I've had my butt kicked on the way up and down the game here numerous times in the past. I do think bird-faced urn, we're gonna get a double play on that sometimes, which is gonna be like 4 HP per fight. That's pretty sizable. And then like I'm removing basic strikes just because I don't wish to see them. You know, anything that makes us, thank you, more like, okay, more likely to draw Omniscience in the future is like, it appeals to me greatly. So we haven't added any new defense, because we do get 16 plated armor on the average fight, but let's see where we stand here. So we got some stuff in the hand that I would prefer to have in our draw pile, but so be it. You Omniscience into Omniscience. This Omniscience is going to target an Omniscience. And then, honestly, I think this Omniscience... I don't know where I am anymore in the permutation. I think we wanted to hit a double Bowling Bash. And maybe like a double Sands of Time. Okay. And I should have gone... You know what? Why don't you give me a double Eruption? Although, if this is our last one, we're not going to want that. I don't know, maybe like a double Vault? Maybe a double Battle Hit? Maybe a double Crush? I don't want to remove every... Okay, it seems like it's going to be fine. I was going to say I don't want to remove a double... Or I don't want to remove all of our attacks from our, from our deck. So, I think, you know, we actually wouldn't mind if the fight went on a little longer, just so we could play the... Oh, did we lose the Diva form? Devil form? Yeah. Then never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. We got you. We could have had you that turn. But, you know what? Wish for 30 gold. Look at that. Winged Boots. Still chilling. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Why not, right? Why not give it a try? Dude, this is not the draw we want, you jerk. You frickin' jerk. Okay, be smarter this time. We're Omnisciencing Omniscience. This Omniscience targets 2 things. One of them will be an Omniscience. The other one should actually be an Eruption. Then I think we have 2 more. I'm willing to take the chance that we got 2 more. Give me the double Sands of Time. And then give me 2 Vigilances just to take me out of the Rat stance. And you're actually essentially dead. In fact, you're literally dead. Guria is pretty strong. Dunka dunk dunk. Dunka dunk. I mean, we should go this path so we got more elites afterwards. As long as we get an Omniscience on turn 1, this is like, it's comical. Well, little stinky, but that's fine. We'll take our 8 plated armor, and then we'll also just... Get there, 16. It is what it is. Maybe we can Omniscience Deva form for once? Or for the first time in a while? Nope. Don't talk to me. So we'll Omniscience and Omniscience. Then this Omniscience hits 2 things. We're going to hit a Bowling Bash and a Sands of Time. There is like a world in which it actually allows us to land a shot against these enemies, but or to get a kill, but whatever. So we can't attack this turn. Thank you for the HP. We can attack this turn, though. We could Omniscience. Oh. I'm like, come on, we gotta. I mean, what if we Omniscience to reach Heavens and it hits the wrong enemies? We actually die. That's so sad. Okay, why don't we just do this then? Nobody's sadder about this than I am. We have Regal Pillow, so I'm sweating it, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily, like, sweating it as much as I could be. There's something... I don't think you're killable. 13, and we would be at 4 energy. 12 is 25. 18. Okay, we actually can totally kill you, thankfully. And with 2 attacks. Tungsten Rod is really good. Can I tell you, it's like I want more cards in my draw pile now. As insane as it may seem, Juzu Bracelet's kind of a good hit here, huh? It's like I want more cards in my draw pile. So that I don't draw into all the stuff that I want to see every time. So you like Omniscience into Omniscience, good. The first play from this Omniscience will hit an Omniscience. The second play might as well hit a Devil Form. Then you're on that next Omniscience. We're gonna hit the double plated armor, and then straight up, I think we might as well just let's just enter Vigilance just to be safe. It's probably too much, but we hit the exact line we wanted to hit here. And, I mean, it's a bit of a spend, but with the vulnerability should put you in a really tight spot here. We should honestly fish more for just the kill. Will this kill you? 13. So you'll be on 73. It should kill you. But I think we can get a kill faster. Thank you. Thank you so much. There's a vaulted here. That's so funny. I mean, I don't hate it, to be honest with you. Remember, we can't buy any potions. I would love to. Might do a double rest here. Ragnarok is like I like to have it in the deck. Just so that it can get targeted by the Omnisciences. Didn't get him turn 1, that's for sure. We could really use like a, you know, lightning jar. Okay, this is actually great. So we Omniscience. Do we just go for the kill? Because we could, oh no, I was going to say we could Eruption, but we must have had it last turn. So you Omniscience into Omniscience. This Omniscience is going to first get played on an Omniscience, then get played on a Wish. And then your next Omniscience is going to get a Devil Form. How much damage do you do? 24. I really do still, I mean, like, this probably comes close to killing you, but I don't mind ending on a Vigilance just to make sure we're a little safer. Appreciate the HP a lot. Might allow us to get some strength early on here. You're still doing 24 damage. You're doing 18 damage. Who cares? I'm wondering if we don't have, like, too few attacks, but that's kind of what the value of this Battle Hymn is supposed to be. I feel like an Empty Mind can work here. Keep in mind we've got Kunai as well. So there is some sustain, at least in the defense aspect here. We can play Vigilance. Empty Mind will be at 3 energy. Still allows us to target an Omniscience if we got one. Life goes on. I think we can Crush Joints. Let's not play the Ragnarok. It's not as valuable as saving the Miracle for a possible Ascension or Omniscience play. Dunk at the dunk. We might as well get a Turn of Weakness out there. So this is not what you want to see, of course. It means we probably lose Devaform, but that's okay. Let's Omniscience. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, Omniscience into Omniscience. That Omniscience is gonna go Omniscience Battle Hymn. And then that last Omniscience is gonna double Vault, I suppose. Because, I mean, we literally don't have any other options. We just have to play it all. Yeah, I don't really know what just happened. Not being able to play the Devaform is super annoying, for the record. You're doing 12. We already got 8. Let's enter Vigilance. This is a very traditional setup now, actually. We're getting 2 smites per turn, which is actually pretty dangerous. Make sure you're weak. We do get a kunai coming around here. Then let's go ahead. Honestly, I think we should invest in trying to get you killed a little bit faster. Like, this is... I love tungsten rod. Thank you. This is gonna come down to... 12 damage. Gotcha. Anyway. Well, I mean, like, this is gonna come down, I think, to playing our smites. I would like to remove some of them from my hand. Like, I think smite plus eruption is how we get there. I don't know. I actually think we might die. Though it may surprise you, I think just due to the inconsistent, well, not the clump draw, let's say, of how that worked out for us there. I think we got into a dangerous position. We're just trying to get that dex as high as possible. Like, look at this. This is scary, man. In fact, I don't even know if it's scary. I think we're just actually, like, deceased. 37. Yeah, we're actually dead. I almost don't believe it, and yet I do. I don't know if that's a throw or if I just got blinded by the lights or whatever. It's the easiest first floor I've ever had, followed by pure misery, though. Either way, thanks for watching. I still had a great time. I think we learned a lot on that run. I just got to figure out how to get the lessons out for myself. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.